Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Whizbang's Workshop card review with some more Mage cards to go over. And is Elemental Mage finally going to be a thing? Is it the return of Freeze Mage with a bunch of freeze mechanics? Well, we'll take a look, see what these cards look like. And if you want to win these cards, we're giving away 4 mega bundles, 2 regular pre-orders out of my pocket. To enter that giveaway, like and comment in the video, linked in the description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel. If we manage to hit 80,000 subscribers by the end of this Saturday, I will add 2 more mega bundles. So hit that sub button, make me go broke. So starting off, we have a new miniaturized elemental for Mage that looks really good to me. It is the Sleet Skater. It is a 5 mana, 3/4 elemental. So these elementals have not been very well statted for Mage. If you saw the earlier 4 mana one that was like a little fireball. Anyways, this one has Battle Cry. Freeze an enemy minion. You gain armor equal to its attack. This is one roided up glacial shard that cannot freeze the face. I wish this could freeze face, but I guess the second part of the text wouldn't work very well. The main reason I say it's nice to freeze face is the weapon dex and all that. But yeah, it can only hit an enemy minion. You can't actually hit your own either for that situation. And of course, you get the Sleet Skater, 1 mana mini to go along with it. Is, yeah, a super crazy glacial shard, right? That's a 1 mana 2 just freeze. That can freeze face though, has an upside, but this can be an absolutely obnoxious card, right? You get 2 freezes effectively for 6 mana, and you can gain a bunch of armor. Like say there's 6, 7, 8 attack on board. You're freezing, you're gaining a bunch of health. That can help out a lot in a deck that's stolen to get more in the late game, ramp up your spells for your galactic orb or whatever. I still can't get over that card. It's so ridiculous. Or whatever other strategies you got going on. I just see it as a very versatile defensive card that can be used, especially if there's a meta where there's a lot of big stuff, like maybe Warlock, the handlock stuff is really going to take off. But I just see it as a very flexible type of defensive card, give you a bunch of not healing, but armor, and can also be really good, you know, as an elemental. Keep that elemental chains going, which is somewhat relevant in Mage. I don't know what deck it goes into, right? Like, I think Rainbow Mage is still going to exist and be a pretty solid deck. Maybe Elemental Mage does get enough stuff here to start making it work, and you could maybe get this, split in half with Mezadune, and they get like 4 Sleet Skaters out of the deal. That'd be pretty sick too. So there is some implications there for an Elemental Mage deck, but I think just as a standalone card, it can be perfectly fine as a defensive, annoying option. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in Standard. I could see the same play. I don't think it's horrifically bad or anything. In Wild, you got way better options. It's too expensive. It can't freeze face for like the King's Banes of the world. I'll give it a 2, but definitely a card not to sleep on. Next, we have another Elemental here, which is got one of the most unique wordings I've ever seen. It is the Watercolor Artist, a 4 mana 4/4 Elemental. Battle Cry, you draw a frost spell, and then at the start of your turns, reduce its cost by 1. It's kind of weird, right? It's pluralized because if you get, let's say, a Blizzard, and it's 6 mana when you draw it, at the start of your next turn, it will cost 5. If you keep it, and at the start of the next turn, it'll go down to 4. Then the next turn will go down to 3. So you can bank this, right? This has a continuous mana cheat effect. So your Ice Block in Wild goes from 3 to 2 to 1, things like that. So that's pretty valuable. It's a tutor too, right? Hitting a specific card can be quite good, and a lot of times you'll probably like end your turn, or you play this on 4, that you'll get that mana cheat like the beginning of your next turn, which can be pretty good. It's got the elemental tag to it, which can be relevant, and I just think it's fine, it's solid. And yeah, tutoring a specific style of spell, even like Rainbow Mage, where you want to, you know, get all your spell schools going, can be very valuable. And I see this as a playable standard card. I think it absolutely has a shot. So I will give it, I think it's a more of a middle, you know, not crazy card, but I'll give it 3 out of 5 in Standard for having that chance. And I'm really curious if in Wild you play this, right? Like the main cards you play right now in Wild that are Frost are Ice Block and Solid Alibi, and that's pretty important cards to hit. You really need those, or even a Frost Nova, and getting Mana Cheat on any of those can absolutely be relevant. And the most popular Quest Mage deck out there right now is Reno Quest Mage, and maybe it's worth it. It's probably too slow. Yeah, 4 mana, draw a card and get Mana Cheat and a specific card, and it has a tribe. It's probably too slow for Wild because that format is disgusting, but it might have a chance. It might have a chance to draw those really toxic cards. So I'll give it a 3 in Wild. I think it's a 3 in Standard, 3 in Wild. I think it has a shot, and it also, I guess no Mage Legendary will have a signature, but Watercolor Artist does have this signature card, whether usually the epics and stuff are either on like the paid rewards track or part of an event. So we'll have to see how this one will be awarded. Hopefully not bundled, you know, with a diamond card and you have to spend $1 million. But yeah, I do think this card has a chance. And then lastly, we have a Frost spell you might just want to draw with that card. And it's pretty good, actually. It is the Frost Lich Cross Stitch. What a name. A 5 mana Frost spell, a throwback to Frost Lich Jaina, as it deals 4 damage to a character. So that can go face any minion, enemy friendly. You can hit your own face for some reason. And if you do that, if it dies, whatever you hit dies, you summon a 3/6 water elemental that freezes. So yeah, very reminiscent of Frost Lich Jaina's hero power, which would deal 1 damage to a character if it died, summon a water elemental. So throwback to that. And again, you look at that prior elemental we just looked at, you can get this and then play it for 4 mana. And yeah, playing a 4 mana or 5 mana Frost spell that kills a minion and summons a water elemental, which is a pretty thick and annoying minion to try and deal with, can be good against weapon style decks, neutralizing a big threat. It could be additional burn. You can draw this and just leave it in your hand till it's 0 mana and pop off with another spell for your Sith to be dirt cheap. You probably don't need that with the snake oils, but just throwing that out there, that this can be pretty flexible, pretty annoying. The only thing holding this card back is that it only deals 4 damage, right? It only does the 4 damage for 5 mana. But as you saw, there are ways of cheating it, and maybe that's effective enough as is, because Water Elemental itself costs 4 mana. You wouldn't play that in today's game, but probably at like 3. And if you value 4 damage around probably 2 to 3 mana, around 3 mana, it just makes sense. Like the combination already maths out, and then you can kind of get some additional upside on it. I could see this slotting into certain decks. I'm not sure what. And it's also important to note with like the Galactic Orb, I'm pretty sure that card will take the base stats of a card. So like even if you get this down to 0, it'll still cast a random 5-cost spell for this. So you're not really losing out on that for that card. So I think this could see standard play. It's a really cool throwback to Frost Lich Jaina, so I will give it a 3. I think it has a good shot. It's a really good arena card. I can tell you that much. Anything that kills something and summons something in arena is super good. And yeah, Water Elemental, you'll feel great about that. In Wild, way too slow, and you want to play frost spells like Ice Block and all that stuff. So tempo and burn and value don't really matter in that format. So we'll give it a 1. Honestly, it's a 1. You're never going to play this in Wild, I don't think. So there you go. Another Mage reveal. There'll be one more later today, which will have the last of the Mage cards. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.